I didn't intend for this to be a part 2, but my iPhone storage filled up, and so I went through and deleted some videos that I didn't realize I had, and now my phone storage went from 124 to 118 gigabytes. Yay! So let's continue from where I left off. This is, like I said about this, let's put this in a proper case. I think I'm going to keep it just because it's kind of neat. That's not a proper case. Some record collector probably got mad at that. Edison record. I am keeping that. That is cool. So yeah, let's go through these and see what I'm keeping and what I'm not. Let's see if I have a spare piece of paper I can put this in. Just in case if I see anything interesting. The one song I really want to get on 78 is Sing 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 by Benny Goodman. I think that was the first Woody Woodpecker. Is that the Woody Woodpecker I'm thinking of? I should listen to that. I'm keeping that. Just because I'm curious. Chicory Chick Chick. Oops. Yeah, I'm not keeping that. What was this one? No, don't recognize that. Cuban Pete? Holy shit, I've had this whole time? I know it's not the Jim Carrey version from The Mask, but I'm not getting rid of that. I should have looked through this a long time ago. I've had this... What happened was I got this record player at a garage sale for $10. In July of 2024, I think it was. All right, Big City Blues, that doesn't sound familiar to me. We'll be in up. Oh, I've had a Benny Goodman one? Huh. Did not know. I'm keeping that. Oh, that's a single-sided one. There's not a song on that side. Just only this. Fair One Fox. Never heard of that. Hip Hip Hooray. An organ played at Twilight. Sleigh Ride in July. You know what? I'm curious. I'll keep that. And I think let's put these back. And because I might get rid of this, I might not. I'm didn't think so. These 45s I've had no need for. I think I've looked through them and they're nothing. Decca and RCA Victor, ones will hold ass. You know what? Let's just take a look anyways. Lawrence Welk. Yeah, no, nothing. I could have just gone back in here. So yeah, I'll set these somewhere just in there for now. I'll keep the. I put the Bing Crosby one with this, right? I'm gonna have to take a picture of the Cuban Pete one and send it to like my dad or something and just say, hey, didn't realize I had this. So let's just set this somewhere safe. I don't really have a place right now. I've had these Elvis CDs for a while and I'm never gonna listen to them. I just got them one day for some reason and I don't even really know why, because I gave into peer pressure. Long story. So you know what? It's going in the place I don't check. There. A lot of this is full of dust. So something that's kind of interesting is that this piece of paper right here is autographed piece of paper from a artist in Minnesota. I have two records right here. If I can pull them out. There. And the interesting thing about these records, Johnny Holm, I'll show him. I don't care. Here's what's cool. I actually played last summer in the town that I live in. But here's the thing. The only weekend that worked for my family to take a trip to Wisconsin Dells happened to be the weekend he was there. I was pretty pissed. So, had one of my mom's friends take the records, get them signed. So these are autographed now, right? Yeah. I don't know why I said right when I remember they are. So that's pretty cool that I have these autograph records. And I had a note saying, Johnny Holm, thank you for signing my records. Could you make them out to Trevor Bergstrom? And there. So shouldn't have said my last name, probably. I'll be fine. And so these, because I keep it with my specialty records, that's why they're there. Let's move my DVDs and my unfinished novel. Well, it is actually finished. I think from October to January or February, I wrote in this. This is my book that I wrote. When I had nothing to do in any of my classes, I wrote in this. I wrote my story. And I still need to get it typed. I filled the entire notebook. It's all filled with my book. And it is finished. It's just the first draft. I still need to work on another one. I started one and never finished it. I did like 20 pages on Google Docs, and well, then I learned how to get access to my server on the school's Chromebook, so then I stopped working on it. And no, I did not type my book on the school Gmail. That was stupid. Or that'd be stupid. I did it on my home email and shared it with my school email. Which you might think, oh, it's stupid having to do that stuff and yada yada yada. But you know what? There was someone who had like Nazi flags on their home Canva account, and it got linked to their school somehow, so they got in trouble for that. What an idiot. These cassette tapes, so I'll put all the other records and the cassette tapes in another box, and probably with the 45s. I'm gonna go grab another tote. These are brand new totes too, so let's pull out the box that I have. Greatest music from Broadway. One of the first things I got on vinyl, I got it for Christmas with my record player, I think. Yeah, I did, because I had nothing else really. I got it with this one too, The Wonderful World of Music. This one I got another time. Hey Dorothy, I think I have your album. But like this has got Andy Williams, Frank Sinatra. Those are the only faces I recognize on here. I do kind of like these box sets, and you know, I for years have wanted to get the Undertale soundtrack on vinyl. I want to get that box set. Hell, they came out with the Legend of Zelda vinyl. I think, for Breath of the Wild, and I want to get that, but I just haven't. Classical music, got this also for Christmas. And then my mom stopped at a thrift store one day. She got this for me with my very first Andy Williams album. So, I have a weird memory. I didn't even have my driver's permit by my 16th birthday. I didn't get my permit until November until November of when I turned 17. No, I was 16 by that point. It was the November of the year I turned 16, aka 2 years ago. But this I got for my birthday when I was 16, my 16th birthday. Bo Burnham, Inside. And then here's another one that I got, Hits from the 50s. I remember, so during the time, this was the summer, but, during the time I was doing online school, I was really bored, and so my mom and I, my mom also works from home, and so my mom and I would sometimes, take day trips, just, get out of the house. We did that yesterday to, the town I'm going to college into, and so, it was a productive day, but also to just get out of the house. Like, this is from one of those trips when I went to go see the Judy Garland Museum as well. I stopped at a couple antique stores in the town as well. The aforementioned Interstellar soundtrack. And then the 16 RPM record that I mentioned. That I had to search for. Like, I got it for like $30, I think, when they were pretty expensive. Like, they don't even produce record players that can play this anymore. This was, I think it was produced from 1954 to 1958, or 16 RPM records. They can hold 45 minutes per side. That is 7 minutes longer than your standard LP, both sides. On one side. I have a bottle of water here. I'm a little thirsty. By the way, I don't even know how this bottle of water got here. Because it was in the bag that I have, like, some sparkling ice in here. Like, it got in here somehow. And I think it was from last Sunday. Because Sunday... I'll throw this bag away now. So I'll toss it over among the garbage. Sunday, I had, it was a senior prank, and, like, we all brought, like, drinks and stuff. And I brought the sparkling ice stuff, and must have gotten mixed with someone's water that they brought, but this was unopened, so I don't care. Believe it or not, I do get outside sometimes. When I mentioned I had another copy of the album right there, that's this other copy. This was the first copy I got. And you know what's really funny about this copy? I would have never ran into it, probably, if I wasn't driving through, like, I was gonna go to my dad's and my mom was taking me because that was before I had my permit. And we had driven through the normal town we'd always driven through. And something told me, stop at the thrift store in that town to take a look at the records. Made a quick look. Saw this. I was like, wait, are they the same ones that I'd heard about from my grandma? I look. Same ones. Now, I didn't mention in the previous video that I had two 45s of the same band that I got from my grandma. That's how I knew about the band. How I knew about Johnny Holm was because my mom and I were at a antique store one day in September of 2024. I looked through the records, I saw this, I walked away because I didn't recognize it. Then my mom looked through it and she was like, this is the guy who plays in the town we live in. So, got it. And then this I found at another record store. Exactly the same record store. I found that sealed, and it might have been the same trip, if I'm not mistaken. It probably was the same trip. I don't remember. Just by the fact that I remember a lot. So those are all the records I have. Every single record that I have. Like, I glossed over a lot of my collection. I didn't go into deep of, like, every record I have. Just went over the important ones. Yeah. This one, though, I will probably be taking with me to college as a decoration. Just because. But, like, I don't really touch my record player much anymore. It's pretty dusty. It was a cheap one with, like, the red ceramic needles, and all the audio files were like, oh, it sucks. I don't care. It's fine. It has Bluetooth, CD, tape, a cassette tape, radio. I don't really use the radio much anymore, even in my car. Came with this little remote too. So let's organize these a little bit better. So let's take the 45s and also put it in here. So then it's a little more secured. By the way, I just want to talk, like, briefly about the... I haven't made a, like, full-on video about the leak for the Avatar movie. Like, this is really random. I just thought of it for some reason. But I never made a proper video about the Avatar leak. But as an Avatar The Last Airbender fan, I'm not ashamed to admit I saw it. So, sue me. I even have it on my server. One of my friends thought that was my lowest of low for adding stuff on my server. And I'm like, it doesn't really matter. Many have already seen it. It's already out there. If I watch it, it's still out there. People are still going to see it. Company's still going to get pissed. If I don't see it, it's the same thing. It's kind of the way I see it. I probably shouldn't be admitting to piracy. Who said I pirated? I don't pirate. I never said I pirated a movie. I just said I saw a movie. So, yeah. Anyway. My record stand is pretty dirty. So I should probably clean it out. If I do say anything. What I mean if I do say anything. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's just make these a little more secured. I wonder how much these weigh. Like, I remember once, before, like, this was when I didn't have as much records on my shelf. I lifted my record stand, because it was when I was doing my floor in here. I had to take the my record stand out of my room so I could do the flooring. But my step that I usually have, because, like, this is the part of the house, and this is the floor for my room. It steps down, like, 1.5 feet. And so I had no step for the floor. Had to build a new one. And so when I had to move that out, I didn't have the step in it. Or maybe I did, I don't remember. Either way, it was really hard to lift it out. And so let's see. Oh, that's heavy. And that's just these. It's not even most of the weight. Most of the weight is from the other tote. Let's see. Let's see if I can even lift this. Oh my god. Oh, that is heavy. Wow. I wonder how much this weighs. I don't have a scale. Well, I do. There's no battery in it. We have come to a little issue here. I have a little handheld vacuum cleaner that's battery operated. It's not in the box. And you know what else? I forgot about the very first 78s I ever got. Oh, after I find the little cleaner. I can't find the thing, so let's get into it. This is my tackle box. It's behind my tackle box. I forgot these 78s. Right there. Why did I put them here? I'm asking myself that. Nope, I remember why I put them there. I ran out of room in this thing because there was very little space in that thing. These are the very first 78s I ever got. Well, these ones aren't. These ones are. They say Bing Crosby on it, but they are not. In reality, it's random 78s. That's it. That's all I have to show. I need to do more exercise. How am I out of breath? These have been sitting on my record player since Christmas. They're air fresheners. I was gonna put them in my car and I completely forgot. And you know what I smell right now? The smell of the cardboard from the records that were in my hands. So they're just going in the garbage. Here's another record I have. Kept it hidden because the story behind this one is that this was the album that eluded me for a while for Andy Williams. What happened was I actually found it on the same antique store as on Cape Cod as that record right there, the 16-inch one I was talking about earlier. And then I bought it. And then I looked in and I realized that is the wrong record inside of here. And so I asked for a refund. Because I hadn't left the store yet, they gave me a refund. And so then I continued searching for it for a while. My mom found this exact one on Facebook Marketplace in a town, or in the town of the headquarters of the company she works for. She asked for it to be mailed to her office in the town that she works in, but works from home. They never did. It took so long for them to mail it that by the time, like, I found this album already at another store. That's how long it took. And then when we were finally in that town for a visit, the people we were visiting who work with my mom, they actually picked it up, and so then they gave it to me, and I was like, oh, that's funny. So I've just kept it since then. And oh my god, that was a year ago. 4 days ago, I think, because I looked at something in the group chat with my friends, and that was a year ago, 2 days ago. And that was like 2 days after I got this, so, Jesus. Also, I'm going to look at file transfer here. Yeah, that's done. So, yeah, jeez. I can't believe it's been that long already. But, well, now my record stand is empty. There's nothing in here. And so, all I have to do is, like, pack it up now. Wipe it down, pack it up, I guess, or something. So, I guess I'm going to do that. You know, because I skipped my junior year, sophomore year does not feel like that long ago. And I should make another video, I should make a video on why and how I skipped my junior year. Yeah, I bring it up because sophomore year is, for Christmas, is when I got my record player. Yeah. And you know what's funny? I think I mentioned this in the previous video. Or in the previous part. I get my high school diploma tomorrow. I can't believe that. Today was graduation rehearsal and senior send-off. We rehearsed for how graduation is gonna go. We got in our robes and walked down the halls. Yeah. This video was more so for me to show off my record collection, but it's also just a little bit of a goodbye to this part of my life. Yeah. To anyone currently in high school, whether it be you're just finishing up your junior year now, or you're going into your junior year, or next year, or whatever, don't waste your high school. You're going to have regrets by the end. You're going to wish you did more. And some freshmen a couple weeks ago had actually asked me for some advice. And you know what I said to them? I said to them, you will think at your age graduation is so far away, and even in your senior year, you will still think it's so far away. But then by the time you'll get there, you will have so many regrets in your high school career. You will wish you did more. You wish you did something else differently. So my best advice to give is live every year like your senior year. Participate in as many events as you can. Do as much as you can. Because one day you're going to be looking down the road and being like, man, I wish I did more. So do more. That's advice I would give to anybody in school. So yeah, basically just have fun, but also still get your assignments done. Yeah, don't be me in sophomore year. That is a story for another day.